games. And here, the Ithimbi. Oh, the crowd loved that. I don't know what effect it had on the New Zealanders, but it frightened a lot of people in here, I can tell you. And so we're all set to go. Remember, it's 10 minutes each way, and of course there'll be a 2-minute break at the interval. And your referee for today is Flip van der Westhuizen, a South African teacher who is a former flanker and lock on the Australian panel of referees. He has the big job as the cup final gets started. Serevi gets it high. Zinzan went up for it. Fed out there from Rush, and it's along to Gallagher. Now the tackling here will be bruising. Terry Wright thumped down there, but it had gone forward, and they'll have to come all the way back. No advantage to the New Zealanders. Fiji, of course, have been in 6 finals, have won 4 of them. This is the 6th final for New Zealand as well. They've been in the last 5 in a row, and they've been winners 3 times. And great roars here from around the crowd. 28,000 capacity have stayed here as Schuster changes the type of tactics. A long kick. Terry Wright comes up. Serevi comes across, does that little goose step of his, and he's away. He's up the touchline, almost over the 22. Serevi. It didn't work the 3rd time, but isn't it a lovely bit of magic by that tidy little player? Why, Sally Serevi, just 21. Look at this. There's one jink. There's a change of pace. It didn't work the 3rd time, but it was a joy to see initially. Eric Rush to throw. Bashop gets it away to Schuster. Gallagher. Schuster has pace. Zinzan broke. Great chance now as Bashop goes. Now it's Rush. Rush, one of the fastest men in the tournament. Oh, beautifully out to Dallas Seymour. Seymour all the way. And what a magnificent opening try that is by the All Blacks. The New Zealanders, of course, as you know, are quite magnificent at scoring from long range. There seemed to be hardly anything on just now when they started out. But their supporters felt there was something there, and you can see that they're thrilled with that score. And Dallas Seymour, the 22-year-old, played for Canterbury University, and he's opened the account. You used to get a prize in the Border Sevens in the Scottish border country if you nominated the first scorer in the final. Used to be quite a handsome prize by Scottish standard, about £5 or something. Meanwhile, Terry Wright takes over the goal-kicking duties again, and the New Zealanders are ahead by 6 points to 0, and they've played just 2.5 minutes. And some very attractive young New Zealand supporters about as well. So there we are, coming up to the 3 minutes. Long, hard day behind them, and a long day yesterday. Serevi gets it started again. Good judgment by Zinzan Brook, and you'll notice he doesn't ask for the kick again. He has confidence in their scrummage. Because for one thing, Zinzan Brook is a big, heavy fellow. And they've got Eric Rushin doing the hooking job, and Dallas Seymour is the loose head prop on this side. Dallas Seymour, I first saw at the Hong Kong 7 last season. Bashop. Schuster again. This is meant for Gallagher. Gallagher in a great chase with Noah Nandruku. And as the Fijians stroll back, you just get the feeling sometimes that they're quite indifferent to what's going on, but that's when they're at their most dangerous, because suddenly they erupt and they've got to try under the posts. However, they're right down near their own goal line here. Seymour at the back, Zinzan Brook at the front, saying, come on, ref. Dummied the throw-in. Meant for over the top to Serevi. Noah Nandruku took it on. Yes, there was the little shimmy again. Gallagher well tackled. And there goes Bashop, feeds it back nicely. Now Seymour gets it out to Wright. Wright gets back up from Rush. Rush again with a change of pace. Oh, a lovely bit of work. A magnificent score by Eric Rush. He had so much to do there. And the New Zealand camp there, well, they've seen it all before, but it still was brilliant. This was Terry Wright. Well tackled, and then Rush had a lot to do. First of all, there, beating Tomasi Thama, and then with the thrust to get over in the tackle of Tambulutu. Terry Wright did so well because he's a slim fellow, but he stood up in the tackle, got the ball away. Now just watch again, there's the little change of pace in the jink. He still felt the tackle coming, but his momentum got in there. So a handsome start for New Zealand. 10 points to 0, halfway through the first half. Terry Wright, who did most of the goal kicking for the New Zealanders when they won here last year, has missed that one. But I think those All Black supporters feel that they're on the way to another cup win. It's Terry Wright, 15 caps for New Zealand, 27-year-old accountant. And the conditions still quite gorgeous here, although a bit humid, as Serevi gets it started. Dallas Seymour got it away again to Rush, and look how he just whips it out. Wasn't a great pass, but he knew somebody would be there. Gallagher with the sudden switch to Bishop, and Bishop on his own goal line, and for a moment maybe forgetting that he was playing 7s and not 15s, put it into touch. New Zealand of course have two very useful forwards there, and the scoreboard shows those New Zealand supporters the handsome situation at the moment. Zinzanbrook at the front, of course, is a very good line-out exponent, although beaten there. Now it's Serevi. Nandruku. Serevi again. He's the orchestrator. Tomasi Thama fed it away. That was Rasari, the big lad, the 6'5" lock forward. And this is Rasari now. And there's a likely breakout here for the Fijians if they can get the ball out here to Serevi. And Serevi was so wide, he's got the pace. John Gallagher tried to stop him, but the referee has blown. He thinks it was forward, and they'll have to come back. And there's great disappointment all around the ground because it was a very well manoeuvred try. But the referee, Flip van der Westhuizen, said that it was forward. And the New Zealanders breathe again. Looked fairly good from here. What a relief, they say. Graham Bishop, the little scrum half, was one of the great successes on the New Zealand tour in Wales and Ireland. And there the Aegean management disappointed that that try wasn't granted. Graham Bishop there, the 22-year-old. But it's Serevi again. Head away from Tambulutu once more. That was Rauluni, Vesi Rauluni, who was knocked over. And a penalty for holding him. Oh, a lovely break there. Gorgeously through to Rasari. This is the big lad I was telling you about. Scored two lovely tries earlier on with amazing pace. Now will Serevi do it this time? Long pass out there, and it's going to be a try for Nandruku, Noah Nandruku. And the Fijians deserve that because they've really been pressing the All Blacks. And the crowd are very pleased indeed that they've got due reward. It was this switch from Serevi, who, as I said, has got such wonderful vision, and he felt his man away out there on the far touchline. And despite the attempt by Rush, Nandruku got home. So just watch again how the little fellow, he would feel the support outside, but as I say, there was a huge lump of prairie out there. Noah Nandruku needed no second invitation to rattle in. So Serevi knocks over the goal kick as he's done all afternoon. He's had a great day, really. He's now had a try and 17 conversions. Must be, I think, about the top scorer in the tournament. Must be in the running for the outstanding player of the tournament again. He won that last season by unanimous choice. And he certainly has come into his own. The little Fijian standoff half. Terry Wright gets it started. It's a clever kick. Dallas Seymour went up for it, but the referee deciding it hadn't gone quite the 10 metres. And Fiji up for the kick again. Captain of the Fijian team is Ali Ferretti and Derry. Referee's whistle goes for the end of the first half. And it comes there with New Zealand leading by just 10 points to 6, having made a quite magnificent start with those tries by Dallas Seymour and Eric Rush, but then being cut back with a lovely try by Noah Nandruku. And it's, well, only 4 points in it. Those two have met in the final twice before here. In 1984, Fiji won by 26-0. And in 1987, the New Zealanders won by 12-6, so they've one final win against the other each. They also met in last season's semi-final. But let's just have a look at this little segment of action here. Once again, everybody fascinated by the vision and feel of that little fellow Waisali Serevi with that huge overarm throw, so beloved of the Americans. And they are Fiji supporters, and well, they're making their presence felt and enjoying every moment. On the other hand, the Fiji camp are just not quite certain yet. Waisake Sokawa and their coach. But it's all to play for because they're about to start the second half. They're looking very serious there, but well, the crowd really have had a great day. I reckon they'll have seen something like 200 plus tries over the couple of days. Terry Wright starts. Once again, Zinzanbroek wins the jump. Seymour went back for it, but no control there for the New Zealanders. But they're a good example of the benefit of having a big forward like Zinzanbroek, who's an athlete and jumps so well, winning ball from the restart kick. Yes, throw-in maybe wasn't quite straight. Rasari and Nderi usually are the chaps who work the line out for the Fijians. And Vesi Rauluni usually throws in. Bishop gets the ball away beautifully to Schuster. This is Gallagher. Gallagher, who completely misread that. Bishop went on the loop, but a bit of vision from Zinzanbroek to Seymour. Seymour over halfway. Now there's a lot of space out here for the New Zealanders if Bishop can work it out. He was looking for Rush. Zinzan again. Oh, what a bruising, thumping tackle that was on Zinzanbroek by Kambulutu. And of course, I suppose the Fijians feel that this is the way to play the New Zealanders at their own very physical game. And there is one cracking tackle on Graham Bishop. Now, as Eric Rush went back a bit slow, well, the upshot is a scrummage. Charge down. Lovely bit of play by Seymour, and Gallagher is away. Gallagher, can he make it? Back inside, but he's been knocked into touch. And so John Gallagher, who was a great star, if you remember last season, you watch there, it was Tambulutu's kick that was charged down. And then there was a real chance on here for New Zealand as Dallas Seymour fed it out to Gallagher. But if you watch number 3 there, that's Ali Ferretti Nderi, the captain, and he plays flank forward in their 15. And that was a superb try-saving tackle by him. The Fijians opening out to Serevi, a lovely bit of play through the legs, and a chance here for Tomasi Thama. He's being chased by Gallagher. Tomasi Thama, the 29-year-old, is home. And that's a magnificent try by the Fijians. And he's got in between the posts as well. And what a surprise and a shock that is for the New Zealanders. Tomasi Thama, who scored 2 tries in the previous tie, and now has, 7 altogether in the tournament. And once again, it was a long one-handed pass, the flip by Serevi, and then the between-the-legs bit. Nandruku feeding it on. Now, Thama had a long way to go, but he is very quick. He's played in the wing a lot. Played 7s for Fiji here in 87 and 89, and John Gallagher's no slow coach, but it was that turn inwards and the change of angle really that did it for John Gallagher. He just couldn't get the balance back. A very good bit of try-scoring running. And Serevi, of course, now knows that he's got this vital matter of putting his side in the lead. Well, it just sneaked in, but it all counts. And so it's 12 points to 10. That was the winning margin for New Zealand when the two met in the semi-final here last season. And then, of course, New Zealand went on to beat Australia by 22-10. Of course, in the early days of this tournament, New Zealand used to send provincial sides, Marlborough, Manawatu, and they both got to the final, but beaten by Fiji. Can the New Zealanders pull it back? As Terry Wright restarts, and once again Serevi is the orchestrator. You notice that kick off his right foot. It was entirely the wrong foot, really, but it was a beauty. Good balance of the ball by Terry Wright. Out to Zinzanbrook. And the New Zealanders being hustled and bustled here. John Schuster going, and Serevi couldn't quite pick it up. And so Flip van der Westhuizen brings them back, and it'll be a put-in to the Fijians. And so you can see here Zinzanbrook. This is where he was thumped to the ground by Misaki Rasari. So can the Fijians win a good ball here? All the crowd shouting heave, heave. But Graham Bishop has managed to stop his man getting it away. Rasari going. This is Gallagher. Now Schuster can move. Terry Wright. Again, it's that young fellow, Dallas Seymour. Terry Wright once more. On there with Derek Rush. Zinzanbrook. Schuster. Ball knocked down. That has been regarded as a deliberate knock forward. Yes, the crowd don't like it. It's an instinctive thing, really, and you feel some sympathy for the fellow who gets penalised. They really are going just to prevent the ball getting away. But the referee is in sole judge of fact. Zinzanbrook. Eric Rush, the switch to Gallagher. This is where they're so lethal. The support is on Zinzanbrook's side. Now he's slowed it up just a little bit, but he's waiting for Rush. He waited too long. Gallagher, however, going, feeding on still, and they've lost it to Serevi. Serevi has slowed it down to give his fellows time to get back. And a hoof there away from Tomasi Thama. 12 points to 10. They've played almost 6.5 minutes of the second half. 10 minutes each way, remember. And of course extra time if they're level at the end of it. And you know, those fellas have played 5 hard ties over the last couple of days. And this is, well, survival of the fittest, if you like. The long throw to Dallas Seymour, beautifully to Bishop. Schuster. Gallagher dummies. Again, the Fijian tackling so secure. Bishop. Schuster goes for it and loses it, but gets it back again. Eric Rush. Rush is isolated. Yes, even Terry Wright went in there to try and release the ball on the New Zealand side. You can see how hot it is here from the garments worn by the crowd there. And there they all know when the camera is pointed at them. But it's tense out there on the pitch, I can tell you. Two great seven-a-side rivals, genuine sevens heavyweights over the years. And they're locked here with a 2 points margin in favour of Fiji. 12 points to 10. 7.5 minutes gone. Schuster again hitting one of those bruising tackles. Serevi. And, well, he may have wanted to do something better than that because it's gone out on the full. But the referee had already seen a knock forward. And he's not letting them go down in the scrimmage till the ball is available. Are we going to have an upset result here? Are the cup holders going to be put out at last as Serevi goes away with one of those little Muhammad Ali jinx of his? And a great run here by Nandruku. Noah Nandruku passing inside to Rasari. Rasari, the lock forward, the giant is there. The crowd rise in their seats to a magnificent try. Nandruku really made it, but Rasari was the man, Misaki Rasari, the 26-year-old. Serevi started it all off with this lovely switch pass, and then Nandruku stretched his legs. He had a clear feel of where the support was, because watch here, he picked the big fella, and the big fella was flat out like a steam engine, and well, he was just away, and nobody, not even Graham Bishop or Dallas Seamer, could catch him. A super try. And they'll be drinking a toast to Misaki Rasari, I tell you, in Fiji, because that's his 4th try in the last 3 matches. And what a vital one it is. Serevi knocks over yet another conversion, and the Fijians have now put it up to New Zealand. They're leading by 18 points to 10. They're almost at the end of the tie. New Zealand have got to score at least twice and kick a goal. And it looks as if the Fijians may be back in the sevens limelight. They got so close last season, the semi-final. Nderi couldn't hold that one from Rasari. And they certainly will be the most popular winners. The little mini rugby boys have been such good servants here today. Graham Bishop goes back, switch to Gallagher. But they've been upset by the heavy tackling. And there's real trouble here again for Terry Wright. Bishop, and it's Rasari once more. And the big man has sealed it for Fiji. An absolutely superb ending for him. He scored 2 tries against Tonga, and he scored 2 tries in this one. And well, you can understand the delight of the players. The New Zealanders were in all kinds of trouble. The heavy tackling did it, and Rasari, of course, who's very big and strong. Watch him reach there to get the touchdown. Superb stuff. The crowd has invaded the pitch. I think they feel that the tie is over. And indeed, the referee has in fact waved his arms. And the Fijians have won a handsome victory. And they're being mocked. 22 points to 10, they've won. A surprise victory, if you like, but certainly one thoroughly well deserved, because they've played some quite magnificent rugby. And the All Blacks do, of course, come out of it with immense credit. They were knocked about and hustled and bustled. And, well, the Fijians took every chance that was going. And they scored 1 or 2 of the best tries of the championship there. The bit over the head by Serevi, and then between the legs by Nandruku. That was the pièce de résistance, if you like. And you could see the joy in everybody's face there, as Nderi, the captain of the Fijian side, they say that big flank forward, the 28-year-old army officer, just in fact like Misaki Rasari, a couple of soldiers they are. And there Ali Ferretti Nderi, who played for Fiji against Wales in '86 in Suva, and was a former captain of the Fijian youth side against Llanelli in '86. And, well, it's a great moment as the band strikes up once again. It has been a superb tournament, and what a triumph it is for the Fijians. No one really thought that the New Zealanders could be beaten, because they had played some superb rugby throughout the tournament. And, you know, they were the cup holders, and they had, well, they'd threatened everybody with great victories over the Barbarians by 24-6 after being hustled and bustled by the Scottish Border Club before eventually winning by 20 points to 12. But the Fijians certainly